In this video, I'm going to show you how you can send your first mail out. There are a number of ways of sending mail outs. You can create your own groups or mailing lists and then send to them. You can select people from your database and then send an email to them. You can create a mail out from scratch and then fill in the criteria of who you want to receive it. There are so many different ways. I'm just going to show you a really simple way. On the left hand side, I'm going to click people, I'm going to click contacts, and then here you can see I've got a list of contacts. Now I can filter that list by clicking filters and changing the criteria of the people that I want to receive the email. But for now, I'm just going to click select and click select all. And you'll see the action sidebar pop out. It says I've got 6 contacts selected. And down here, I can choose send or add to a mail out. I'm going to click that and it's going to ask me whether I want to add to an existing mail out that I may have already created, or I can create a new newsletter or a new standard email. So I'm going to click a new newsletter email and it's going to pop up with the newsletter form. So to start with, I'm going to call my email important news from Central Church. And you'll also see the subject here. The subject is usually the same as the title, but I can change it. That's the subject that's going to be emailed to the recipient. And then I've got my sender details of which address it's going to come from and the name of the person who's going to be sending the email. I can also choose whether it's going to be a promotional email or a transactional email. Most of the time you'll want this to be promotional. However, you can choose transactional if it's something really important that you need to tell people, kind of like a notification. On the left-hand side, I'm going to click newsletter email fields, and you can see all the fields that have been defined in our newsletter email mailout type. I can choose an image at the top, so I'm going to click the magnifying glass. I'm just going to pick a nice image and click done. And I can also add a video. I can add some introduction text. These fields will be different depending on the mailout type that you pick. You can also create your own mailout types, but we'll go through that in another video later on. So I'm going to add some introduction text. This is the monthly newsletter with information that you need to hear about. And you can also see here I've got tokens. I can write hi and then click tokens, and I can add the recipient first name just there. And then I can go down to section 1. So here we're going to have news and announcements. I can add a subtitle, important stuff, and some text in here. I can choose an image, I can choose a video, audio, attachments, if there's files or PDFs I need to attach, and I can also add in a button to a form if I want to link to a form. And then down here I can add another section, and here I can do welcome to the family. Here are new people that have joined last week. Make sure to say hello. I'm going to choose an image for this section as well. So we'll just pick something like that. And I might just pick an image for this section up here. We'll pick an image and that one will do there. And we can also choose the unsubscribe list. So we can pick mailing lists that if someone says they don't want to receive this email anymore, they can unsubscribe from that group and be removed from the list. We can also add our Facebook URL. We'll just add facebook.com, maybe an Instagram URL, instagram.com. And if I go down to recipients, you'll see that I've got those 6 people that I selected before. They're in here as the contacts that are going to receive this email. You'll also notice all the other options in here where we can send to specific groups or teams, or people that have bought a ticket to a certain event, or people that have checked in to an event, people that match a certain criteria, that are in a process, that are tagged. There's a whole bunch of different options, and I'm sure you'll be able to explore and try those out for yourself. Up in the select realms, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to choose the Brisbane campus. Actually, I'll put it in the church up the top. That's where the newsletter email is going to live, and that would decide who can see it and who can access it and edit it and things like that. And I'm just going to hit save, and that will take me to my preview. So here's my preview. This is what my email newsletter looks like. It's got an image and then it's got some text, and then I can click edit if I need to change that, and I can go back to my fields and I can change the details. If I tap the 3 dots up here, I can go back to the preview send view where I can see the preview. And you'll see it says, hi, Cade, this is the blah, blah, blah. I can now click the second tab, which is test, and I can choose contacts that I want to send the test to before I publish it. I can find myself, I can find other people, and they'll get a test email so they can approve it or something like that. It's up to you. Then I can click publish, and down here it'll give me a pre-flight check, and it'll tell me out of all the people that I've selected to receive the email, how many of those people are actually going to receive it. So you can see here that 3 contacts, if I click this, I can see there's 3 contacts in my system that actually don't have an email address. So because they don't have an email address, obviously this email can't be sent to them. There's also 3 that do have an email address, and if I can click publish and send now, it'll send this email to those 3 people. What I can do is click here where it says send immediately, and I can choose a date that I actually want to send it to. I can choose a date that I want to schedule it for sending. So I can choose on the 30th at 5 a.m. We'll click OK. And then if I click this will now turn into a countdown. So this email is now going to get sent out in 5 hours, 52 minutes at this date. At any time, I can stop or cancel that if I need to make changes. But yeah, essentially this email is ready to send. Now if I click close and click close, if we go back to our Mailouts list down here, you'll see that I can now see my email has been scheduled, and it's got this countdown here that's counting down for it to be sent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click in here, and I'm just going to go back to that preview send. I'm going to stop that, and I'm just going to publish and send it now so you can see what it looks like once it's sent. So now it will be sending those emails, and you'll see that they've all been sent. And I can actually click, when people click them or when they read them, we'll get the opens and the clicks, and we'll see all the statistics for them. I can also, if I've sent this email and someone didn't get it, or someone new wants to be added to this email, or potentially I've sent this mail out and I just want to resend it to a different person, I can also click this push button. If I click push, here I can add a new contact, Jeff Johnson III. We'll just do that, and we'll just do jeff@johnson.com.au, and we'll hit push. What that will do is it'll create a new person here. They'll be queued, and then they'll be sent, and they will also receive this email. So a Mailout's kind of like a flyer that you've created, and you can just push people through easily just by clicking this push, and you can either choose people from the database that you want to add, or you can click users and you can send it to users, or you can just create a new contact on the fly and just push them through, and they'll just basically get their own version of this email. And if I go back to our Mailouts view, and we'll just hit refresh there, that should say sent. It says scheduled at the moment, but it's probably because I was mucking around with it. Yeah, that's how you send Mailouts.